you, so if you're a new coach and have never done Impact, you have to do that. If you've done it, it's a lifetime certification, you don't have to do it again. If you take the course, we'll reimburse you for that course, okay? If there's a big chunk of you guys going to a training together.
There's only like 1 or 2 that need to do it. We already talked about it. No.
I mean, it's like us two, right? Anybody else?
But they need to know how they check if they're Impact and Revenue certified.
Okay. Okay, so if you're not sure if you've ever taken Impact, you can log on to your Lone Star Region membership, and it should say in there. So when you go, there's a spot where you go into, it's actually on the main page, it should say if you're Rev certified, and it should say if you're Impact. And so I don't even think you have to click on a tab once you open up like the details spot. And then there's background info. You can find all your stuff within your membership. I can do it too, but I don't want to have to open everybody's membership to see if you are, even though I think I've already done it. So if you can't find it, I haven't seen it. Referee trainings, those probably pretty much everyone needs to attend unless they were rated last season and took the training last season. So if you, just because you took the training last year, if you didn't get rated through the season, meaning the official referee who was in uniform came up and told you what you were doing wrong and gave you suggestions and gave you this sheet of paper to go and turn it into the region. If you didn't do that, then you need to take it again this season. So you have to take it every year unless you get rated, then you only have to take it every 2 years. Okay. If you are going to, okay, so you are going to rep trainings. Okay, cool.
There's the October 25th, next Saturday, there's the Legacy Retreat. We are still looking for a couple of leaders in that. It's, I don't know if you all may not know this, it's new this year. We're doing a retreat from 1 to 9 out at the Twin Lakes YMCA. You all got that email. I sent it out to all the female coaches, right? So if there's anybody that, I haven't sent it to you yet. So it's just going to be like a retreat where we do different activities and do like life lesson each activity. Then we'll have a speaker, worship, bonfire, s'mores, and like a small group session. So it's just going to be a way for us to like connect with the girls off the court. You know, like see on and off the court, right? So first week of practice, November 10th, November clinics. So there's a spot in here that's about period programs. If you're like, what is November clinics? We have a section in here that says what November clinics are. We have a section that says camps. Every program that we run. If you want to coach at the November clinics, we'll send out an email saying when are you available, and we'll need coaches for that for sure. Okay, so if you want to mark those dates down, you can. The team parent meeting. So whenever you decide who your team parent is at your first team meeting, make sure that they'll have this on their meeting agenda. That's the team parent meeting where they will meet with Dawn, who is our lead team mom, and they'll just talk about what their duties are and brainstorm together and things like that. They need to be at that. Let's see, that's all of our coaches trainings are already on the calendar. So the second coach training is November 14th, 8 to 10. The reason it's so late is our November clinic goes till 8. So a lot of you will be coaching until 8 for the clinic, and then we'll get on the court from 8 to 10.
And then we'll be at around home, so you're not going to drive over here.
Yeah. No practice Thanksgiving, then we'll have a turkey camp. Again, we'll ask who wants to coach at that. And Lindsay will be leading that. And then our third coaches training. It's a Wednesday night at the Roundhouse Sports Center. It was really hard to like put these on the calendar because we have practice every single night and somebody has a tournament almost every single weekend. So the only time that we don't have practice for during the week is 5:30 to 7:30 on Wednesday nights. So that's when we'll be doing trainings, is on Wednesday nights. First positional training, Lindsay's going to be heading those up, and Jenny. Those are going to be almost every Friday night. We'll be holding positional trainings in the club where we'll bring in setters and DSs one Friday and split them into age groups, and then the next Friday we'll bring in hitters and hitters. Setters and hitters, actually. We're doing setters every week. Yeah. And then our very first tournament is December 6th. This is actually a scrimmage on December 6th. Your tournament schedule is in here too. It's a scrimmage at the Round Rock Sports Center. And so it doesn't really go to like, it's not a region tournament or anything like that. It's just like a warm-up, and most of us have a tournament on December 7th. So this will be just a scrimmage, warm-up, work out some lineup stuff, but win, because it's the battle of the Sports Center and we want to win. All 6 of the clubs that practice there will be playing. And they may do like a coaches game too. Like all the coaches from the 6 clubs that are practicing there may play against each other. Yeah, the other team's the only one that won't be there. Let's see. Coach's Christmas party, December 19th. Are there a lot of you like going out? That's that Friday right before the break starts. Is there a lot of you like leaving? No? Good, stay tuned. Yeah, December 19th. It'll be here, December 19th. Actually, we'll do it at Nicole's house. Yeah, sure we will. Okay. Then your Christmas break, and then holiday camp. Any of you interested in working that camp over the Christmas break? And then coach training number 4, coach training number 5, spring break, and then our last mission training. There may be more important dates that pop up, so at the next training we may update your important dates. Okay. Okay, tab 2, leaving a legacy. So we talked about how we were going to have the weekly devotional. If you turn that page, that's our schedule right there. And it just tells you the week of that November 3rd week. We're going to send you guys some questions that you'll email out to the parents that they will answer. And it's just about the girls and getting to know their personalities and how they respond. So that's just, we'll be setting team covenants and going through that schedule. And those will be our weekly verse that we share as a team. And then after that explains all of our charity events that we're involved in this season. And then each month we're going to be involved with a charity. And that shows you every month what we'll be doing. You guys are more than welcome to get involved. We hope y'all do with that, but it's not mandatory. So, and then the tournament shows you which charities will be supported there. And then that's a little snippet. It's my favorite word. Snippet on the Bible study down there. Hey, if any of you are interested in teaching the younger Bible study, which is like the 11s to maybe 14. Please come talk to me, okay? Because I need a youngers teacher, and then I'll probably be the oldest teacher. But if you want to get involved with the older crew too, come talk to me. But if you feel a little tugging on your heart to let the youngers, let me know, okay? All right, don't talk too much, you guys. All right, 3 practices. Okay, we need to cover this. So this is very tentative. This is going to get completely moved around. This is only tentative, guys. So see that period practice times? Look at your teams and tell me if there is something on there that is absolutely not going to work for your schedule. Tell me right now. Everybody good?
Tuesday's the only night that I can't do.
You can't do Tuesdays. Yes, that's fine. So we can just move you around to Monday. You are 121. Yes.
Please move that to Monday.
What?
Please move that to
That would
Monday.
help y'all. Okay. Anybody else see something that's not going to work with your schedule? Okay, if you just don't feel like speaking up, come talk to us afterwards, okay? The other thing too, so what you're going to do is you're going to go into your team meeting and you're going to tell your team, these are the nights that they put us on because this does not work for anybody. And things like, I have piano lessons, that's on the fence, okay? It needs to be like something really important that they can't miss. Yes, I mean, we've heard it, so.
Well, some of them will have like,
You heard that.
because like we have 15s on Tuesday nights.
be on one.
Wednesday night. 15.
Yeah.
I mean, not worth it, huh? Well, we.
Well, it's 15 girls that are playing 60s, so. First, day night.
got it.
Because I know there's like a couple of girls are saying that it's basketball.
Okay.
Like, you know,
Okay.
So you look at the other available nights. You're only
I
volunteering
volunteer.
late. And then
There's that.
it could possibly be
Yes.
on Friday, if your
Yeah.
team was good on Friday. Well, so it's a Thursday time, and there may be some Friday. So, the Thursday practices are pretty like set. So the only other thing would be, hey, we can't do Thursdays, or hey, we can't, like, we've got those 2 time slots on Wednesdays. But notice that early, like, that's a late time slot. So 12s, 13s, they cannot do that Wednesday night. That's too late. So,
Well, so are you switching the 22s to the 62? I mean, 28s and 62s? You want them to update?
21 is what?
Because you were saying Tuesdays don't work.
No. So is there anybody, so 131s and 132s, can you go to Tuesday? Kevin?
What?
Andrea, could y'all go to Tuesday?
Monday, Thursday actually works really good right now.
Okay. And then 132, she's not here. She had to go. So let me ask her.
Yeah.
Let me ask her if she can move. All right, so the main thing is in your meeting, just you need to say, these days seem to be the best for us. Anybody absolutely cannot make this. And you can see right here the other times that are available. So if they say, we can't do that, we can say, well, you could possibly go on Wednesday night, you know. We could possibly we could possibly open up some Friday courts.
When y'all go through this though, make sure that you don't just present it to them and they all go, yeah, Monday, Thursday looks great. You need to know, we need to know what days there are conflicts if they have any. Because otherwise, if you say, oh, we're good, but they're not, and we go to switch you with them, and then all of a sudden now you're going, oh, but we can't, well, wait, we got switched to Wednesday, we can't do Wednesday, well, we didn't know that. So you need to know which days of any of these slots that your people have direct conflicts with. And we also need to know, don't just tell us, well, we have a couple kids that play basketball. We need to know how many people play basketball, because there could be a team that has 1, and there could be a team that has 3, and maybe the team that has 1 has to stay on Tuesdays. So we need to know kind of like details of what that conflict is, and how many people have a conflict, and what days they are, even if we don't have you set up a practice on the day.
Does that make sense? All right. Lindsay created this planning for practice. You guys, y'all look through that before the season. There's a lot of things in here that we'd like for y'all to look through before the season. And then this is this yours, Hillary? Hillary gave us this last document. It's an easy way to have an organized practice plan. Okay. Going into skills, the continuum, we'll cover this in the next training. And it's saying what we want each age level to accomplish by the end of the season. So you can look at your age level and see, you know, these are the things that we need to make sure these girls have learned out of in the season.
And on this skills continuum, what we are thinking is like, this is what they're doing in a game. So we want them learning to do this skill in a game, okay? If it says like intro to something, then that means more like they should be introduced to this concept in practice. They should be practicing that in practice. They don't necessarily have to be doing it in a game. And there's some like room for that. This is not like a black and white thing, because you may have a group that is a lot further ahead. You may have a group that's a lot farther behind. But this is kind of like ideally where you want your age look at your team and you go, oh, look. Because you're like, I don't know if we're gonna be doing that by the end of the season. Like, you know, that's fine, but that's where you want them to be. If you set their expectations high, then they can, you know, maybe they can reach them. But if you don't set them, you know, if you don't practice it or try it, they're not gonna be able to show you they can do it because they don't get a chance. So.
And the reason for this too is we want them advancing through the club. You know, we want them to go into 14s already knowing so much because they learn these skill sets at 13s. We don't want our 14s coach to get them and be like, you know, why didn't I teach them this already? So this is just for us to all kind of be on the same page and hopefully be progressing together as a club. You don't fail the test though if they don't get it. It's okay. All right, and then Lindsay put together all of this. She'll be going through at the next training every single skill set, and at Fury we're going to be coaching the skills the same because we don't want to be teaching them at 12 one way to set and then they get to 14s and coach has a completely different concept of how to coach it. There is a little like wiggle room on the skills, so we all, you know, have learned a little bit differently and we coach it differently, but this is going to be our base, our home base for how we teach Fury players. Okay? And then also, she did an awesome job. She goes through, you know, rotations, how to run offenses, and tells you, you know, what all the sets are called, the setter signs, how do you, she just did a fantastic job. All the defenses. So, tab 5 is drills. Again, we'll have a training devoted to drills. I meant to get a whole bunch of drills from you, Hillary, but we'll add those in the next training. We'll, again, make sure you have your binders in every training because we'll add to these binders as the season progresses, which I didn't tell you guys. The Leaving the Legacy tab, in that tab, I'm going to finalize our weekly devotionals where you will get like a team story and a motivational quote and like a lesson maybe out of the Bible or something like that that'll be tools for you to teach that week. Okay, so you won't just have to like figure it out on your own. But if you want to use your own stuff, you totally can. It's just going to be like optional things for you. So those are drills. Tournaments. You've got your tournament schedule in there, which our teams have awesome tournament schedules this season. Does everybody know about divisions in tournaments? There's like open and club.
We're quick on the tournament dates.
Huh? Can you pick on them?
That makes sense.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Are they existing?
These are pretty firm, but they don't have to be.
You can share it.
Yeah. We're going to have them printed out for you to pass out at your team meeting. Actually, no, there's no, because that's a lot of printing, so let's just do it by email. And you'll
Yeah.
see it. They don't have to on the website.
We're gonna post them on the website, so you'll have the access on there as well.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Yeah.
trying for their parents. It's only 10 copies.
Well, maybe like team moms can do that or something. Dawn.
Let me rephrase that. I will print them for the team moms to hand out to, because I think their parents need them.
I mean, but they can print it out at home if they need it.
If you give them a link, they'll be print them.
Yeah.
And just know on these, like, if y'all have like direct conflicts with these dates, I know we already talked about getting sub-coaches. Know that you're trying to get sub-coaches in advance. Also know that a lot of these tournaments we don't have a lot of wiggle room on because cross-court is when cross-court is, and Lone Star is when Lone Star is. Like, we don't get to pick a date. So one-day tournaments we have more wiggle room on. We don't have to go to Mistletoe Madness, but even within that, there's not a lot of choices. If you don't go to it, you may have to go to San Antonio, you know. So know that, and if you have conflicts, the next page is actually the whole tournament schedule for everybody as it sits right now. So if you say you can't make Lone Star Classic, you can look at this list and figure out which team is not playing that weekend so that
So real fast on divisions for tournaments. Most tournaments have different divisions, and we're gonna do it. We have to register early for tournaments. So we're gonna do our very best to put y'all in the right divisions. If you are getting into your season and you're like, man, they're way better, or man, we're way far behind, communicate with us so we can try to switch you to a lower division or a higher division. Okay. Most of our teams, to give you a general idea, like we play in the American division. Our top teams play in the USA division. So we don't usually play open, we don't usually play club. It's usually those two, like if you consider All-Star Classic. But then there's open and club and other ones. So our top teams are, yeah, it's kind of random what people decide to name it. So anyway, we want to put y'all in the right division, so we want it to be a good experience for the team and y'all to have success and be challenged at the same time. We're not big on going in and like wiping people out. We don't want to go in and sandbag. Okay, we want to go in and like be challenged. Our teams to be challenged and have to compete. So these are all tools that Lindsay put together for you guys. They're tournament goals, checklists. There's some really good stuff in here, y'all. Thank you. So, at the end of your tournament tab is all of the hotels. Well, almost all of them, right, Hill? No secrets. Hillary?
Almost all.
It's almost all of the hotels that we're staying at. So you don't have to text me and say, what is the address of the hotel? Would we email you back?
Thank you. I'll do that.
It'll be in your binder. So there's a phone number and an address in here. Okay. That's on it. We don't have it yet. Yeah. Sometimes there are some tournaments that like don't do locations until like 3 days before. It's crazy. But if we have it in advance, we will. Okay, so tournament results and stats. There's that result sheet that I was telling you guys about. You can put the name of the tournament, the opponent, whether you won or lost, and then the scores of the match in there. And then you turn that into Jeff. The rest of this is all different ways to keep stats. Okay?
Training on that.
So we will have a training on it.
Let me know what this means right now.
So Hillary put hers in the back, or I put Hillary's in the back, all those A's and K's and lots of letters. She has a little sheet in there that tells you how to utilize those. But everybody will be keeping stats. Tab 9, team building. That's just the first thing is just how to create unified team dynamics. It's just advice. Big Sister, Little Sister program. There's been a lot of questions about that program. Your team moms will also get this. But you guys need to read through this Big Sister, Little Sister program. It has been Jenny Scopel, who will be here in just a little bit, brought this program to our club. And it has been so awesome. The girls love this program. They team up with a younger and older team up, or sometimes a 14, 15 team. And there's just so much camaraderie, is that what's called? Camaraderie amongst our club because of this program. And it's so sweet and fun, and it's been awesome for our club. So this isn't optional. Like you don't want the other team to be doing this and getting you gifts and you not be participating. So everybody participates in the Big Sister, Little Sister. Gives you, don't spend money, like maybe $3 to $5 at the most. But doing little notes connected with candy.
The parents will, so some of them, I don't even know what this is, but so like if you take, so last year our 18s and our 11s paired up, so like number 1 on the 18s was paired up with number 1 on the 11s, number 2, number 2. And then the parents just coordinate things. So when our 18s went to a tournament, the 11s parents would coordinate a little gift. So it might just be like a little Snickers bar or something, and then it has a little cute note on it, and they would give it to their big sister, and then vice versa, so I almost did that.
Yeah.
And then the 18s, you know, would do the same for them, for the 11s when they had their tournament. So it's just like an encouraging, fun thing. And the 11s, you know, obviously loved it. It was like the highlight of their life. And so, but
It really
does.
keeps kids in our club for a long time too, because they like look up to these older girls and they like want to be them one day, you know? It's just, oh my gosh, I love it.
They were so excited to, you know, this is the big sister.
You can also do, instead of just like tangible items, you can do events, so like the charities, you can work those together, or you can plan a practice where they play together, or they like that. So it doesn't always have to be just a gift. If you want to spend time with them, they like that too.
Yeah, doing sand volleyball together has been fun.
And it's primarily headed by the team mom, but coaches just make sure that your team is involved in participating.
And then Michelle Connor put together these team building events for you. There's, it's just all different options, and I'm sure it's fantastic material. I haven't read through it yet, but
We trust her.
she's amazing. Fury programs, Lindsay had said last year as a brand new coach, she was just like, what is developmental program, and what is that, you know, how can I get involved more? And so we put together everything that we do currently and what each one of those things is. And